What's going on, guys? This is Black Scout Survival, and today I'm going to be showing you talk about knife defenses, using a knife for knife fighting. And this is more of your offensive things to help you in a defensive situation. So basically, let's first start off with a fighting, defensive knife. Most all of us carry some type of EDC folder, and those split seconds that it takes to flip a knife out, no matter if it's assisted or not, could cost you your life, or put you at a disadvantage. So when we're talking about fighting knives, we're really looking at small fixed blade options. And this one here is from my friends over there at Sentinel Gear. They make some very, very good small concealable fighting knives like this one here. And this one can be inserted in your cross body. It can be deployed with the reverse grip like this, which is good for quick techniques instead of pulling it out and sticking like this. So pulling out and sticking is very quick technique. Then you have the Benchmade Sock P, which has a ring karambit style to fight with. But it's been proven that at a close distance, someone attacking me right here, that it's quicker for me to deploy a knife and defend myself than to pull out a firearm, because it could become a wrestling match. If I try to get my firearm out and me trying to fight for my pistol. Whereas if I take out a fixed blade and stick real quick and create distance, then pull out my firearm. So that's something you really need to understand. And if you're carrying concealed, go ahead and carry it on your non-dominant side. You know what I mean? Something like this in the waistband holster, like I said, from Sentinel Gear, gives you that option. Now, if you're not carrying a firearm, I suggest carrying it on your strong side, obviously, right? You don't want to be fumbling with your non-dominant hand. Pull it out with your strong hand. So if you're in one of the places that you can't carry a firearm, this will give you, an option to defend yourself. And obviously, look at your state and local laws, see what you can carry and what you can't carry, and abide by them. But another thing too is, like, if I was a female, I would definitely, carry a knife if I couldn't carry a pistol. If I was walking into a dark alley, I'd go ahead and have that bad boy out, hidden like this right here. Just go ahead and have it out in my hand. If I'm walking alone late at night in a parking garage or something like that, I'd go ahead and have that ready to go. That's just me if I was a female. So anyhow, you also have to look at, there's a lot of hocus pocus with the knife fighting stuff. I see some knife fighting systems, and every time I see them like sparring, the person that they're using the knife against don't have any weapons. That's not real life. If you're deploying a knife, it's probably because the other person has a weapon. It's multiple attackers, stuff like that. If you're pulling a knife against an unarmed person, you're probably going to go to prison because you're the bad guy. So unless you're a female, that's a whole different story, obviously. But anyhow, now we're just going to talk about a few techniques of what you need to do and need to have in your mind, practice to help aid you in a knife fighting situation. So in a knife fighting situation, you understand that if the other person has a knife, you're probably going to get cut. It's just the reality of it. The last thing you should ever want to do is get a knife on knife fighting situation. That's bad. And whenever I see a lot of times, and I see a lot of military combatives program, they'll have the guy standing with their knife back like this and be fighting. Now, you can obviously see why this is bad. So my guy here, he has all this to open up, and I just lost a lot of reach by having my main weapon back here. So in a real situation, you want to have your knife out here. So that way he has to pass the knife to get to you. So you can see there, this is like a shield. And if he comes in, I'm going to cut him up, And a lot of people will say only go to vital targets, but if he comes in and I slash his wrist right there, he's not going to want to fight too long, because it's going to hurt, and he's going to be bleeding like crazy. He may not even can retain his knife from how much blood. So always have the knife out here to make them have to pass it. Keep it, kind of like a shield, and have it pointed at your target. Even in a reverse grip, have it pointed at your target. Don't have your knife over here, right? The next thing is, is that always have your knife moving. So if in different angles, like, you know, just have it moving and just do different things with it. Because now, like if Zach's got a knife here and he's just holding it right there, I'm gonna grab that thing and pop it out and get rid of it. So him holding it static, it's gonna give me time to mentally process to go ahead and grab this thing and get it out of his hand, right? But now if he's moving it and I try this technique, I'm gonna miss. So that's why you wanna have it moving. The other thing is, don't just keep moving like this, because then, you know, the same repetition, because then he's gonna get onto it and time it. So just have it moving crazy. So now you have a crazy shield, basically, that's keeping him not wanting to mess with you, okay? Another concept is that your knife blade needs to be sharp. Your defensive knife, you should never use it to cut anything like opening boxes or anything like that. It should be solely used to defend yourself. It's kind of like using your pistol as a hammer. You know what I mean? You wouldn't do it for that. Your defensive knife is a defensive knife. So if it's very sharp, it doesn't matter where you cut him. Obviously, the best things to do, especially if I'm trying to kill somebody, is I'm going to go for the throat, you know, anywhere up in here, you know, or femoral arteries. You know what I'm saying? So that is obviously what I definitely want to go to. But in a knife fight situation where he has a knife, I'm not going to go in and try to cut him here, because what can he do? Stick me, you know, in the neck or whatever, you know? So me trying to be overly aggressive to try to hit these targets is going to get me killed, basically. You know, I'm overcommitting to get up in here to get, you know, get to a vital target. Whereas if he comes in again and I slash him and move back, I just slash him open pretty good if my knife is sharp. And he's not going to stay in the fight too long if we keep on, you know, and I'm stabbing him all up in here. You know, he's not going to want to keep going on if he's, you know, arms all cut up. He's going to start having nerve damage, tendons and stuff like that. The other thing is your other hand. Sometimes you see a lot of people doing this right here. Well, what am I doing? I'm leaving good flesh out here for him to cut up. So I want to have my other hand here at my face, because face and neck, and I want to protect that in case he does get in on me. You know, I can try to, you know, get that away from my face and go for, you know, a lethal shot. So always get your hand up here. Obviously don't put it in front of your face to block your vision. You know, have it right here at your throat and have that knife out here moving for him to, you know, have to pass to get to you. The other thing is never, like I said, never fight a fight you don't have to fight. No matter fist fight, gun fight, whatever it is. It's better to stay alive to fight another day, you know. And never, you know, try to, especially, you know, there's a lot of ninjas out there that if I'm empty-handed against someone and they'll try to do some kind of crazy move, you know, I feel pretty skilled with different combatives, and never in a million years, unless I'm probably going to die from the situation, am I going to try to take a knife from someone, okay? That's just not what I'm going to do. I'm going to run as fast as I can to get away. But these were just some basic things to help you with knife fighting. A lot of people, you know, act like knife fighting is a sexy thing. It is definitely not. If you look on YouTube or just Google, you can see some, you know, especially in third world countries where people get in knife fights, it turns out bad for both parties. There's no hero at the end of a knife fight. So always, you know, evade if you can. But anyhow, guys, like I said, these are just some basic techniques, basic things to do. Just remember, you know, keep that knife out there pointed at him, moving. Keep your hand up here to block. Don't leave any targets out there for them and stuff like that. So hopefully enjoy this video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. We put out a few new videos every week. And as always, thanks for watching.